I'll be very brief. Firstly, I think we all recognise the scale of the challenge. And when we started talking about integration a number of years back, the challenge today is much, much bigger. Listening to Simon Stevens, Jude Mackey on Friday talking about where the NHS is, where social care is, we are in a crisis. And those of you who don't think we're in a crisis in Hertfordshire, I think you tell a real luck. When we think about that, it isn't something we can resolve any individual organisation or any individual part of the system. So we need to think about public health, we need to think about prevention, we need to really act in a serious way. We also need to look at primary care and community. Primary care is a conversation for today. And we also need to think about how in secondary care and what we need to do that's different that enables people to stay at home or as close to their lives as possible. So it's really heartening today to see us all together. But it is, my view, about hearts and minds. It is about leadership, and someone said at the beginning about hope. And we not only need to give hope to our GPs, we need to give hope to all our staff. There's something like 22,000 staff between beds in Hertfordshire, and those people are feeling the pressure. So we have an opportunity, the leadership group, to start coming up with some plans, begin to show some leadership, and also to show some hope. It needs creativity. It needs us to think the unthinkable. It needs us to think outside the box. It needs us to think away from system, from organisational form, but to think about the individual. And all the change that we need to think about, one criteria we must change something at the point of care. It must be something that makes a difference to our patients. So whilst we think about reorganising organisations, reorganising pathways of care, we have to really, at the end of the day, show where it really matters, and that means to the individuals and about keeping them in their lives. We also need to think about the enablers, particularly around where we want to deliver integrated care, and the enabler is about a single care plan. So we all know, particularly letting knows who's looking after, who's responsible, and that really requires a decent IT system. We also need to think of workforce. I'll lead the Beds and Hearts workforce partnership. We have at least a 10% vacancy across the board, about 2,500 vacant staff. But it's a lot higher in a lot of specific areas around GPs, around adult nursing. So we need to really work there. And for me, finally, as the Chief Executive of the Mental Health Trust, we need to think about Michael. He's 55. He's got schizophrenia. He's got a long-term mental health problem. He's not going to make it to 90. He's going to die 15 years before everyone else, purely because he's got a diagnosis of schizophrenia. And in everything we're doing, in all the planning, we need to make sure we think of people like Michael, to make sure that he gets a fair deal in this and he isn't left out. So for me, I think it's really, really good to see so many people here. Today's about planning, some talking. We now need to start getting ahead to meet this challenge, because it's going to be harder tomorrow. So thank you for that. I'm now obliged to introduce David Lowe. David is the Chief Executive of Hertfordshire Community Trust, and he also leads the Living Well Integrated Care Programme in West Hertfordshire. So over to David Lowe.